Hello, good evening, Wastecasters. I had ham salad for lunch and tea today, so there's that. It's been very sunny. It's been very stressful being on the ward today. I've been very stressed indeed, although I did take a walk out to the shops for another patient to go and pick up some Haribo, some crisps and some vaporisers. He gave me a vaporiser, but I don't know where it is. There it is. I was imagining walking back, thinking about explaining to my grandparents or an old person that one day cigarettes will be a fiver and they'll last all day and they'll be electric. Madness. I can't waste too much longer because I've spent all my money this fortnight already, pretty much. And I've only got 20 gigabytes left on my plan. So I'm going to get straight into, I think, some social commentary today. I was going to do a shit business idea, but I might do that tomorrow for Saturday. Let's have a look. Something I was thinking about earlier. The Stafford Hospital scandal concerns poor care and high mortality rates amongst patients at Stafford Hospital, Stafford, England, during the first decade of the 21st century. The hospital was run by Mid Staffordshire NHS Foundation Trust, supervised by the West Midlands Strategic Health Authority. It's been renamed the County Hospital. Scandal also resulted in the resignation of the NHS chief, Sir David Nicholson. Notice Boris Johnson's resigned today. Very sad to hear about that. Not that I'm a Conservative, but it's always shit when someone throws in the towel, you know. Julie Bailey, whose mother died in Stafford Hospital in 2007, started a campaign called Cure the NHS to demand changes to the hospital. She was supported by the Staffordshire Newsletter, but the Public and Patient Involvement Forum and the governors of the trust were defensive. The scandal came to national attention because of an investigation by the Healthcare Commission in 2008 into the operation of Stafford Hospital in Stafford, England. The Commission was first alerted by the apparently high mortality rates in patients admitted as emergencies. When the Mid Staffordshire NHS Foundation Trust, which was responsible for running the hospital, failed to provide what the Commission considered an adequate explanation, a full-scale investigation was carried out between March and October 2008. Released in March 2009, the Commissioner's report severely criticised the Foundation Trust management and detailed the conditions and inadequacies at the hospital. Press reports suggested that because of the substandard care, between 400 and 1,200 more patients died between 2005 and 2008 than would have been expected for this type of hospital, based on the figures from a mortality model. But the final Healthcare Commission report concluded that it would have been misleading to link the inadequate care to a specific number or range of number of deaths. The Healthcare Commission criticised the Foundation Trust Board, which was led by Chief Executive Mr Yates and Chairman Miss Brisby, for holding in-camera board meetings and for making cutbacks to staffing and services in order to make millions of pounds worth of surplus at the end of each year, because bosses focused on the Trust achieving millions of pounds of surpluses over a 3-year period in order to gain a foundation status, a goal which had been fostered by successive governments setting up target dates by which all NHS trusts were supposed to have reached NHS Foundation Trust status. For example, in 2009, Department of Health was announcing a new type of NHS hospital. How long is this article? Public inquiry, actions against nurses, other sequels. Television, see also. An independent 2008 study into hospital standardised mortality ratios found that the mortality measure developed by the Foster Unit at the Imperial College is prone to methodological bias, and that it was not credible to claim that variation in mortality ratios reflects differences in quality of care. 2015, The Guardian amended the article from 2013. Subsequent, this is right at the bottom of the Wikipedia article. You can read it if you want. If you can't bother to watch more than I can't really make 25-minute videos, and I shouldn't be doing that anyway because it's really boring for all of you. How long have we got? 4 minutes and 35 seconds. So nobody's come to me and told me that they've got my section papers today. I'm still detained without having received any of my confidential medical information, which is confidential to me relative to my section at hospital. I uploaded some receipts today to the internet. You can have a look at those if you're interested. And if you're interested in the mid-staff NHS scandal, have a read up about that. When I read it a few years ago, it said that they thought sort of like 65 people had died, and they couldn't explain why. It was at one NHS trust that there was something. The Trust Chief Executive Martin Yates was suspended with full pay, and its chairwoman Tony Brisby resigned. On the 15th of May 2009, Yates resigned. Prime Minister Gordon Brown and then Health Secretary, who was called Alan Johnson, apologised for those who suffered at the hospital. In response to the scandal, the mortality rates of all the National Health Service hospitals have been made accessible on a website. There haven't been any mortalities at this hospital, as far as I'm aware. And although NHS Devon Partnership Trust, who are funding me at the moment, aren't involved in any sort of scandal at present, I do think that we need to be diligent and make sure that these kind of things don't happen again, don't we? In as much as that the bad things don't happen, not the scandals don't happen. You know, that's obviously two different ways to look at that. But I won't, I shan't, I won't. But I could, and I should, and I must. Do you know what I mean? I must. Like, I can't not kind of say these things, but I can't really say these things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't really kind of like suggest that that a kind of administrative failings are scandalous, because they're not. But I have been the victim of administrative failings, and I am the subject of an ongoing grievance, which could be linked to. I'll read you quickly. We've got time to read the email that I sent in complaint. To Devon Partnership Trust. Hello, I'd like to reference an update to my complaint reference. I won't give you the complaint reference. With regards to the grievance heading. After having submitted an SAR in June 2022 and it having been severely delayed for several months, I corresponded directly with the Devon Partnership Trust Safer Information team, who openly acknowledged their failings and the extremely protracted lead time with accompanying reasons. In addition to this, I received further written acknowledgement of the severe failings in the covering letter dated the 28th of September attached to this email. Essentially, the submission was, I feel, completely overlooked, and had I not made my voice heard in extensive emails and phone calls to chase it up, it would simply have never been fulfilled. I share the sentiments expressed in the attached letter that the administrative failures were unacceptable. However, I don't feel, given the incumbent time, stress and inconvenience this has caused me, that this drastically suboptimal administration, being the subject of feedback to improve on future performance, is sufficient. I also feel that an investigation required by powers is nominal, as the findings are self-evident. Simply the dates of submissions and fulfilment and multiple emails and phone calls I was forced to make to the trust following the trust failings is presenting as self-evident. I've attached the thread of emails for reference. I was left feeling undervalued, bereft and downtrodden due to the failings, and what felt like a string of excuses from the Safer Information team, rather than accountability. The information I'd requested was extremely valuable for me for numerous reasons. The eventual justification that the submission was essentially just forgotten about presented to me as so inconceivably improbable that it felt, and to some extent still does, that there must in truth have been a conspiracy of censorship, potentially due to further severe clerical and medical failings which, if compiled in full and delivered in good time, may have been definable from the data itself. I trust that this issue will be duly investigated promptly, with an outcome presenting as fair, proportionate and reasonable given the circumstances. I mean, it's not like they've got these guys under satellite surveillance and the whole place is like kind of like really dodgy. There's nothing really dodgy about that in isolation. In isolation, there's nothing dodgy about that. But there we are. I've talked for too long now, and you're tired of looking at my face, but that's your Wastecast for today. I can't spend more than 10 minutes on the internet. It's a good day. I hope you're in a better mood today and you've enjoyed the sunshine, and I hope that everything is working out for you in your life, and I hope you're enjoying watching these videos. Long will they continue, and I'll try and think of some more apt, interesting and versatile content for you soon. Don't forget to check out Google Drive from the links on my Twitter page, because you can get all of the receipts and bank statements if you want to verify that I've been here in the hospital, if there's any doubt about that, if anyone's worried that I had some people suggesting to me kind of subtly that that people might not believe that these videos were real. I don't know why they were saying that. It might have been because of their ill health, and I won't quote anybody on that. All the receipts from my trips on leave for the last sort of couple of months that I've been here. I've been here since the 30th of March. Big smile. Thank you for watching. I love you. Goodbye.